Alright, hello UU Underground. We are back with Brandon. If you remember, he was destroying a win-a-case tournament with his ninjas the last time we videoed him, and he has updated those ninjas since, and because his ninjas are so awesome, we're doing it again. Alright.
So, obvious, 3 Hanzo, staple for a ninja deck, searches out super transformation. 3 Upstart Golden, he's really good for ditching a trap, special summoning, really good XYZ plays. It's very quick paced. It's kind of, this deck's kind of dual with XYZ Turbo and then White Dragon Ninja Safe Zone. 2 Ebisu, because he's really good with bouncing back row, especially if you're playing an opponent with like macro and you're just worried about their back row. It's really good and it's really hard to get around. He can't be bottomless, which is one reason why I like him so much. Obvious, 2 White Dragon Ninja. You know, 3 is a bit cloggy and you always seem to draw them. It's never any good. So I just went down to running 2. 1 Honest, because a lot of the main deck in this is light. White Dragon Ninja, Upstart Golden. A lot of the extra deck is also light type. 2 Effect Veiler, you know, it should be obvious. BLS, another good thing for Honest, and 1 Light Pulsar. Light Pulsar is really good in this deck because it is really easy to get lights and darks in the graveyard because of Upstart Golden and Hanzo. Also, if you have White Dragon Ninja stuck in your hand and a Hanzo you don't need because you're out of targets, it's a very good ditch. And that's the monster count for this deck. For traps, kind of obvious. 3 Ninjutsu Artist Super Transformation. It's just really good. 3 Safe Zone for the White Dragon Ninja Lock. Safe Zone's also good for like a BLS or something else if you need to stall. It's an awesome card. It's also really good for Magic Planner, especially getting rid of your opponent's monsters. 3 Dark Bribe. In this deck you need the back row negation really badly. 1 Starlight Road. 2 Compulse. Compulse is extremely good in this format because XYZs are big, and a lot of cards you typically find it hard to get around Compulse, believe it or not. 2 Fiendish Chain. I like Fiendish Chain a lot because it keeps my opponent from attacking. It's also very good for Magic Planner. 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Solemn Warning. That does it for traps. And for the magics, just a couple staples: Rhoda, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, and Monster Born. Kind of obvious. 1 Magical Mallet. I prefer to run 1 just in case I get a cloggy hand or a White Dragon Ninja in hand. It actually comes in handy. 2 MSTs. Random MST will save your life, believe it or not. 2 Magic Planners for Safe Zone, a Dead Super Transformation, Fiendish Chain, and 2 Pod Dualities. That's it for the magics. For the extra deck, I don't run too much, but Stardust, obvious. 2 Utopia. Utopia is good for like 6 AM and something if you just need to stall out. Call up the Butterfly fucker because he's really good against like Marshmallow and especially, you know, getting rid of Reaper because Reaper will destroy himself if he's targeted by Super Transformation. Shockmaster. The reason why I like Shockmaster so much is because if you play him while White Dragon's already on the field, detach, call monster effects does not negate White Dragon Ninja's effects. Thunderspark Dragon. I play this because of 6 Samurais. They're extreme. He's really good. Gandiva to keep my opponent from special summoning, and then Blade Armor, and Excalibur. And that does it for the deck.
Alright, so I just thought of good questions to ask you. Can I do it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright, so since this is a relatively rogue deck for the people of YouTube, how does a typical game usually go for you?
The deck, in all honesty, is actually fairly consistent. Sometimes I'll open up with a Hanzo. I don't have to open up with Hanzo and Super Transformation to win. That's what I like about this deck so much. I can open up with Upstart and just traps that I don't need, and I can XYZ and save my life. It goes really well, and the deck collages fairly well. And duality into a Hanzo is extremely good. A typical game will go for me. In any match, you're always going to XYZ, and you're going to always want to try to Super Transformation in Safe Zone because that is your safest play in this deck. But XYZing is extremely good, especially if you need to get out, you know, the Gandive or the Thunderspark, and especially against 6 Sams. So either way, I'm always XYZing because I will always have traps in my hand I need to ditch.
That makes sense. And how do you feel that your matchups are this format?
I'm gonna have to say my worst matchup is anything like Macro Rabbits is really bad, but Imperial Iron Wall is something I just added into my side deck. That helps a lot, especially since it's a continuous trap for Magic Planner. It gets the draw power out of it. That's where a lot of the draw power comes out of, is Magic Planner, because you get a lot of dead traps with Fiendish Chain, you know, Super Transformation, stuff like that. So I feel like my matchups in this format are actually pretty good because ninjas are fairly consistent and I can get around almost anything because Super Transformation is getting rid of my opponent's monsters before they can use them. And then my opponent normal summoning can't get anything off because they're stuck dead for one turn, and that one turn will save my life.
So what do you think your best matchups are? We can kind of, whatever your worst.
Well, my worst would probably be like Macro Rabbits or, you know, anti-meta because of skill drain. But I would have to say my best Dark Worlds, believe it or not, are extremely, do fairly well against Dark Worlds. Mermails, I've only lost to Mermails with this deck once, and that was at a regional. And Fire Fist, this is a good matchup for Fire Fists because I'm getting rid of their stuff before they can attack or get their effects off.
Alright, and anything else you want to just say about ninjas and ninjas in general?
Well, I really like this deck a lot. I've been playing it for a year, and it's just my favorite archetype. I can't get enough of it.
Alright, so that is Brandon coming at you with more rogue decks. Say bye.